I have been making my own sourdough spaghetti from scratch for over a year now, whenever I want, however much I want, and you can too. It's honestly the easiest, the best sourdough pasta dough recipe, so here we go. Measure out 215 grams of semola pasta flour. Add half a teaspoon of pink salt. Pour in 2 or 3 eggs depending, or just make sure they weigh about 100 grams. Then I'm going to add in 60 grams of sourdough starter, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and that's it. Stir it up, cover, and leave it to ferment for at least 2 hours, or you can also leave it in the fridge overnight to develop flavor. When you want to cut them up, quarter it first and then run it through the machine a couple of times to flatten and smoothen the pasta dough. I usually start with 1 and then dial it up to about 4 or 5 to get the thinness I want for spaghetti. And here's a great tip. Before you start cutting up the spaghetti, get an empty food container with a tablespoonful of semolina flour for dusting the noodles. Then what I usually do is cut the noodles directly into the box. Then I cover and give it a good shake so the noodles will be coated with flour and they won't stick. This way you won't end up using too much flour, which can affect the final taste and texture of the pasta. Right after this, if you're cooking the pasta, only when the water comes to a rolling boil, throw in the pasta and give it a good stir to make sure they're not sticking to each other. Turn down to medium heat and let it cook for 2.5 minutes. Strain it and let it run under tap water to cool so it stops cooking. And here's another great tip. Remember to save the boiled pasta water for cooking your pasta dish. More about that in a separate video, but say if you want to save the pasta for a future use, then what you want to do is let them freeze on a tray first before popping them into a Ziploc bag to freeze further. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to check out my other sourdough recipes, I'll have the link for you on screen and down below, so check them out when you can. Meanwhile, you have a beautiful day. See you in the next one.